Hi, this is Christine. Somebody's asked me, how do you set up a CSV file? What you're looking at the moment is Windows Explorer on a Windows Vista machine. Unfortunately, this is the most recent version of Windows that I've got, and so I don't know what this is going to be like on 7 or 8 or 10 or whatever's to come next. So bear with me, and I hope that this is going to make some sense to you if you're using a more modern machine. Also, if you have Windows XP, which is an older version than this, please let me know if you need any help with that. I'm pretty sure it's much the same, but I also have an XP machine for the next few days. So if you really need the XP version, it's currently, what is it today? It's the 18th of September 2015. So if you get back to me in the next 3 or 4 days, I can create another video to do it with XP. If you're on a Mac, I do have a Mac, but I'm not very good at using it for this sort of stuff. So if you need it, I can make another video to show you how to do this on a Mac. So to make a CSV file, there's a few different ways you can do it. One is that you can actually open up Microsoft Excel and put in all the columns and so forth. Or there's a really much easier way to do it. So to do that, what we do is we go into Windows Explorer, and that's different to Internet Explorer, by the way. This is Windows Explorer, where you see all your files, and open up the folder where you want to create your file. I've right-clicked, and then I've moved down to the word New, and I want to create a text document. Now you can create a Microsoft Excel worksheet, which is another way to do it, but what I'm going to show is a really simple way, which is a text document. So you click on that, and it'll ask you, what do you want to call your text document? So I'm going to call it Demo, for want of a better word. Okay. Then what I need to do is I need to open that up using, where is it? Open. I want to open it with WordPad. So we just click open, Notepad. So that'll do. We'll just open it with Notepad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the headings that I want for the columns in the first line. If you don't want headings in your columns, you don't need to do the first line, but in this case we will. So I'm going to use as an example a file that I created, or the application that I did for another video that I did a few days ago. So in that, the first column was the title of a video, and then I put a comma, and then the next column was going to be first line, comma, and the next column was second line, and the next column, well, it sort of was like the third line, but let's just like the third line, because I was doing descriptions for a video, you see. Third line, and then I'll go fourth line. Then we needed to put in the URL of a video, so I'll put URL in there as the column heading for the sixth column, and then the seventh column was a location. Okay, so there's my column headings. Now you'll notice that there's no spaces in between the commas and the actual headings, the words, if you like. There's just commas. Okay, then I go enter. Now the first line of information, the title. This is the title for the first video. Okay, then I put a comma. Then the next column is first line of information, so I'm going to go first line of info. Sorry, I've got a sticky keyboard. There we go. No, it's still not working. There we go. Info, and then I'm going to put comma, second line, comma, third comma, fourth. If I spell that correctly, it might make a difference. Comma. What can be the URL? It can be http://google.com, and the location, see, I've put a comma, the location can be home. Okay, now the next line of information, so I'll go second title, comma, what's the first line of information is first, second, third, this is boring, sorry about this, fourth, then we've got a URL, Wiki, spell it right, Christine, and I've got a dot in there by mistake, wikipedia.org, and then we will go for the last one, we will say Melbourne, Australia. Okay, so you can build up a text file just like this. There's probably easier ways to build up a text file, but this is just a really straightforward way. Once you've built up all the lines you want, you can save this. But I want to just point out at the moment that if I had put Melbourne, Australia in there, it would have said that there the Melbourne part is the 7th column and the Australia would go into the 8th column. So you need to be aware that the comma is the delimiter, or the divider between the different columns. It's called a CSV file because it's a comma separated values. Pretty sure that's what it stands for. Anyway, it sounds good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save that. So I just did Control S to save it. I'll exit out of that. Now, right now we've got a text file. What if I want a CSV file? What I can do is I can right click on that and I can say rename, and I can actually go all the way to the end, backspace the whole thing, and I can just rename it to demo.csv and hit enter. And it'll give me a warning saying that I've changed the file name extension and it may become unstable. So I just have to check, did I make it the right thing? Yes, I did. So go yes. So now what I've got is a CSV file. And to prove to you that I've got a CSV file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click that and it'll open in Excel by default because I've got that as the default there. Just let Excel start up, and you can see now I've got the title, got the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, the URL and the location, and it's all in that nice format. Now, so that's one way you can create a CSV file. Let me show you another way. If I right click here and I say new and I say Microsoft Excel worksheet, it'll ask me what do you want to call this Microsoft Excel worksheet. So let's call it demo 2. I'll hit enter, and all it's done is created a blank Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, so I can then hit enter on that, or double click it, and I can then put in my column titles in here, and I can put another one in here, and so forth. And then I can start filling in my rows. Whoops, that's not row 2. Getting confused now. Row 2, row 2A, and so forth. And then what I can do is I can say File, Save As, and I actually want to save as type CSV. So where's that? Down here, comma delimited CSV. Okay, and I can click. So it's going to save it as demo2.csv. So I can say save. And it'll ask me, hey, are you sure you want to do this because it doesn't support multiple worksheets, but we're only using the first of these worksheets anyway, so that's okay. And it'll say, hey, you sure you want to do this because it may not be compatible? Well, yes, we do, thank you. So let's just X out of that. I don't want to save it again. And you'll see now I've got demo2.csv. Now, another thing I can do is once I've created my CSV file, I can actually right-click that and open with Notepad. And you'll see there that it's got just a list of things with commas in between. So if I give you an example where I've got a whole lot of information that I want to actually get into a CSV file, I'll just pause the video for a minute while I go and grab some other content for you. Hold on. Okay, so to give you an example of how you might use this, this is the output from something that I showed you a couple of days ago, which is a thing where you can get the list of all of your videos from the YouTube API, which is this thing over here. Oops, that's the wrong one. This thing over here, the Google Developers site, and you can feed it into a little tool that I have provided for you. And if you want to know where you can get this tool, then I'll put a link at the bottom of this video and on the page where this is, where you can go to get this tool and to find out how to use this other Google thing. And I have now got a list of all of the video URLs with the titles of the videos. So what I can do is I can highlight all of this stuff. So I can go down to here and I can do Control C. And then what I can do is I can go back to here and I can go new text document, and I'll call this demo3, demo3.txt. I'll open that with Notepad, and I will paste everything in. Now I can see right away that there's going to be problems with this, and the reason I can see there's going to be problems is if I look at this line here, for example, I've got commas in the title. So I've got Gravity Forms, comma, PayPal, comma, and adding an image to a form. So that's the title of one of the videos that I've got on my channel, and it's got commas in it. So that is going to cause a problem, and I'll show you what the problem is just so that you understand and how to fix it. So I've saved that, exit out of that, right click that, rename it to being demo3.csv. Enter, gives me all the warnings. Yeah, I know. And then what I can do is it's now a CSV file. So I could just feed it into whatever software requires my CSV file. But just to show you what the problem that was caused by that comma was, those commas, I'll just double click it to open it up with Excel. And then when we go down here, where's my, there we go. This line here, might be easier to see if I, you'll see here, there's the first column, which is my YouTube email, my YouTube address, which is fine. The next column has got that in it. Am I looking at the right line? No, I'm not looking at the right line. There we go. That's got the URL. That's just got Gravity Forms in it. Then I've got another column, which has got PayPal in it. I've got another column, which is add and adding an image to a form. But what I need is I need this column to have all of the above in it. So what I'm going to do, I'll exit out of that. I'm actually going to right click on this, and I'm going to open it with Notepad. And I'm going to get rid of these commas. So I'm going to go there, delete. Okay. If you really do need a comma in there, then you might find it works by putting a quote at the start. Let's try that and see if it works. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Or you could just replace those commas with something else like semicolons or something. So what I've done there is I've put quotes around it. So let's see whether that is going to work in Excel. There we go, it's worked. There's our line there. So the first column has got the URL in it, and the second one has got our description with the commas in it. Okay, so it's just a good idea to keep an eye open for commas that are in places that you wouldn't expect them to be, and that's how you can get around it. And it will depend on what software you're actually going to be feeding the CSV file into as to whether it's going to pick up those quotes as being part of the content or not. So you'll have to work that out for yourself. Okay, so that's how you do it using Windows Vista. Like I said, it's pretty much the same on Windows XP. I don't know how to do it on 7 or 8 or 10. Hopefully it's not too much different. And I don't have access to a computer which has those operating systems on so that I can do a video for you. If you need to know how to do it on a Mac, I can probably work out how to do it on a Mac, and just let me know, and because I've got a Mac, and I can do a video for you on that. So I hope this helps and gets you going. See ya.